about doing this for a while now, but basically I didn't want to have the Widgets Kids and Love page just bombarded with me and lots of videos about stuff that I like doing, or just stuff that isn't really relevant to the channel, I suppose. I think that it should be about all of us, like as a band, as opposed to just about me. And I didn't want to come across like I was trying to put all this stuff out that's just about me, when there's 3 other incredibly talented people that you should check out on whatever social media platform that they are giving out. I just really didn't want to give off the impression that I was just trying to make the band about me. Also, I know that some people do come to the band page just to listen to the band. They don't really care about me or about anybody that's kind of involved. They just like the music, and that is completely okay. You know, I respect that and can relate to that at times. Sometimes you just want to listen to the music, and that's completely fine. Also, it didn't really feel right doing it without them. Whenever I'm doing anything Widgets Kids and Love related now, I always seem to be doing it with them, because obviously they're my bandmates and I enjoy doing that kind of stuff with them. Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be in a band with them. But I felt like everything had to be polished as well and be really kind of ready for the mass thing. You know, I'm not really sure what to call it, but just to be a lot more polished than these kind of, you know, vloggy style videos that I just enjoy doing, but ultimately just for my own entertainment and hopefully for yours as well. So this channel was basically designed for people that just want a little bit more content from, you know, potentially me, potentially from Widgets Kids and Love, just generally just a place for me to kind of talk about things that are kind of personal to me and that don't really involve the other guys. Obviously I will be mentioning Widgets Kids and Love because it is a big part of my life. It's a massive part of my life. But at the same time, I feel like I want to be able to do some separate things, just because I don't think it's, again, I've said it before, but I don't think it's fair to kind of tar the whole page with stuff that I'm doing. I just really didn't want to do that, and I felt like if I did release any videos, I'd have to check it with them first, and I wanted to be able to be creative without feeling a bit bombarded by the structure of being in a band. So basically, this isn't going to affect any of the stuff that I'm already doing with Widgets Kids and Love. We are definitely still a band. We are going to be producing stuff bigger and better. Recently, obviously, we haven't been able to do anything because of the lockdown, but we produced a podcast which you can listen to right now on Spotify and Apple Music. I'll put the link in the description below. So that was quite fun. Obviously we did it all whilst we were in quarantine, so we did it over Discord, I think we did it on, so that's still available. You still have the podcast, and we're planning to do some really cool things once the quarantine is lifted, the lockdown is lifted, sorry, so basically just keep in tune for that, because it's going to be really cool.
Why the name Aesthetically Average?
So a quick explanation of the name that I've chosen for YouTube. It's not going to be related to Widgets Kids in Love. Like usually my handles, like for example on Instagram, is Danny Just a Kid in Love or something like that. So obviously if you're not following me on Instagram, go and follow me, because I release average content. But I basically wanted to make something that was slightly different, that I can link to Widgets Kids in Love and talk about it, because it is still, like I say, a massive part of my life. But I wanted to have a name that was different, so I could kind of differentiate between the two. And then it's like an identity for me, a tag for me, I suppose. The name basically came from, I was chatting with some friends a while ago, and we were kind of trying to see who could come up with the funniest like dating profile tagline. And we all had some really kind of funny ones, but I just kind of, without even thinking, just came out with aesthetically average, vocally versatile. And just kind of a play on the fact that I'm a singer, and I thought it was really douchey, but really funny, and then it just sort of stuck. I didn't particularly want it to stick initially, but it seemed to, so I just thought, well, ride the wave, I suppose. You know, there are definitely worse, like, names to have, and I feel like I still live in that kind of emo kind of phase in my life, like, mostly, so even though I haven't got the hair anymore. Side note, is it just me, or is anybody else really looking forward to being able to go to the hairdressers again? Like, I am so excited for that. Like, I've got this list of stuff that I want to do when the lockdown is done, and getting my hair cut and stuff is like the top of the list. So in summary, it's basically, this is meant to be a channel for me to do stuff for myself, but it's not about Widgets Kids in Love or for Widgets Kids in Love, but it's me from Widgets Kids in Love. Does that make sense? No? Oh. Awkward. So now a quick update about me. I've currently just moved house. House tour! There's my bathroom. and the room that I'm in is the other room. It's really not that interesting, so I might do it in another video if I have nothing else to kind of make and I fancy doing it, but honestly it is the most boring thing. There is, like, you know, generic nerdy stuff like everywhere. Like I've just got like random Mario plushies and SpongeBob plushies and just nerd stuff, so it doesn't make me look cool. So to start off this set of videos, I'm going to be doing a beer tasting test. Basically, I was walking around one of my local shops and I found some incredibly, like, I don't know how to word it, like good looking cans. I'll show you. So you've got this one, which has loads of random doodles on it, and it's called Lunar Lager, which is always good. And then you've got this one, which has a skateboard and a skeleton, and I just thought it was cool. There is a third one, but that's the mystery one. So basically I just looked at those and I'm a sucker for good art. Like it doesn't matter what it is, like if there's like a food with like a well-drawn mascot, I'm probably gonna buy it. It's just one of those things that just happens to me. Like I just love a good bit of art for stuff. I think my favorite one was there's a lager called First World Problems, and it's just this girl like crying and it's like, what happened? And it's like, oh, Uber was surging, I had to get a lift, and it made me laugh so hard. I couldn't find any of those though, so these ones had to do. I'm gonna be honest though, I'm not even sure I'm gonna like these because they're, like, I like beer, but I'm a lot more of a noob when it comes to beer. I think basically I don't really drink beer that often, and these are pale ales, fruity hop with zingy bitter kick. And the only thing I can think about when I think of that is Hop House, and I really don't like Hop House. One of my friends loves them, and I like anytime I see any on offer, I'll try and pick them up for him. I don't give them to him, but you know, I pick. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this. Ooh, it's foamy. Great insight there, Danny. I would stand here and go, oh, it smells like. But all I smell really is beer. Slightly fruity beer, because it said on it fruity hops, so I'm assuming it's going to be fruity. But we shall see. Quite like that. It could be a bit more fruity though. Like it does. It's quite sharp. It's very like, it is definitely zingy. Like there is a kick of zing in there. I liked it though. I don't think I could drink too many of them though. I think that is a one just because it tastes okay. Like it's quite nice, but it's not like, I'm not wowed by it. Like I'm not like, oh my god, this is great. Like I got to buy like 10. I'm never like that with booze really, unless it's like 10 for like £1, which is never gonna happen. So we've got Odyssey. Crafted in small batches using only Northern Brewer and Aurora hops. I don't know what that means. It doesn't really give a description of what it tastes like either. That usually is helpful for me. Oh, maybe that one's shaken. That one is also foamy. Great insight there, Danny. That tastes like nothing. Like, I'll have another bit. Honestly, I think I may have started with the wrong one because that was incredibly strong. Like I was pointing at the half pipe skateboards skeleton one. That was incredibly strong, and I'm trying that and it just tastes like somebody has just watered down Odyssey. It's very light and it's a lot easier to drink. I think I could drink more of them because they're not as harsh on your palate. But honestly, I'm gonna try again because I feel like I'm being a bit harsh, but to me, and maybe I'm just very like not getting notes of something that I just can't taste, but it tastes like nothing. Honestly think, considering the amount of calories that it probably has. Oh, that's not too bad actually, 35 calories per can. The last one I bought was Ghost Dance. which is a pale ale, and it's because it had this art on it, which I thought was really cool. The ghost dance will reunite the living to the dead and bring peace, prosperity, and unity. A bold claim. A bold claim. This one is also Fermi.
Great insight there, Danny.
I think they may have got slightly shaken in transit. That is probably why they're like that. It's probably not, it's not their fault. It's probably my fault. Oh, that smells very like fruity, like Oh, no. Oh God, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it started very strong in the mouth and I was like, oh God, ugh. But then it kind of, it sort of, the aftertaste is nice, so it makes you want more. But then I'm gonna have some more in a second and it's gonna be no. Yeah, no. It's okay to try, like it. I think for me, it's one of those beers, you know, when you go to like a place that has lots of different types of beers, it's one of those ones that you try, you go, oh yeah, it's fine. It's not great. Like, it's one of those kind of beers, I think, which, you know, is fine. The other two, I if somebody bought me one, I would drink it, but again, they're not really my thing. I'm just trying to kind of, whilst I have the time to kind of, you know, try new things and, you know, because I'm honestly, the only thing I'm really doing at the moment is going to the shop. And that's only obviously when I need things, so it's difficult. I'm trying to find stuff to do. So whenever I do, I try and pick something new up so I can try it. Excuse me. But yeah, so they were, I think my favourite was probably the half pipe one. I changed my answer to Lunar Lager because at least that tastes like nothing. Like, it is just sort of there. Well, anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you supporting me with this. If you want to check out the Widgets Kids Enough stuff, I'll still put links down there to our Spotify and our podcasts and all of that cool stuff. So if you want to look at that, listen to that, you know, you can. Just thanks very much for watching. Thanks for being here. I hope you're all doing incredibly well and being as resilient as you possibly can. Bye. To be fair, I do keep a really cool Mario mushroom in there. How sick is that?